Welcome back, everybody. I'm Master. You're watching the Urban Man. So we're back with the simulator rig, and some people wanted to know what sort of adjustability do you get with this rig. So today we're going to just clear some of that up because I didn't do that in my first impression review that I did on this rig. So we're just going to look at some of the adjustability that you have and what you can actually do with this rig. So before we get going, okay, everything is switched off at the moment. Just going to take a quick look at the rig once again. It is solidly built. Within this price range, I don't think you'll get anything better, to be honest. Even though I've purchased this, I have still shopped around, and within this price range, this rig is sturdy as hell. Anyways, let's jump into the sort of justification adjustments that you have on this rig. Okay, we're going to start up on top here with the wheelbase, and looking over here, you got these screws which are holding onto here. So you got adjustability in the sense of you can tilt the rig backwards and forth. There does have holes on the base plate. This base plate does come off from here. It's bolted onto there. So you got this base and that plate which bolts onto there. So you got some adjustability on top over there. That is more obviously for compatibility with various wheelbases to screw onto there. But mainly it will be over here where you can tilt your base up and down. Okay, that's the wheel. Coming down to the bottom to the pedals, you have adjustability in terms of these three screws. So you can lift up the pedals or drop them down. At the moment, I've got it down right at the bottom. Once again, this has multiple holes. It's difficult for me to show you guys. Let me see if I'm not going to be able to show you. There are various slots. I would say probably about 6 or 7 slots within this base plate over here, which lets you slide the pedals up and down. As you can see, mine is quite far out. It's even sticking out at the back, and even though it is sticking out, it's secured as hell. This thing ain't moving anywhere. So you got about 6 or 8 slots in between here, so you can adjust your pedals up and down, obviously depending on your height. That comes into play. So I set it up to my perfect recommendation, how it suits me. And then once again, you can tilt the pedal base up and down according to how you want it. Then the seat, you have this lever here, so it does move. If I'm not mistaken, it's 20 centimeters backwards and 20 centimeters forwards. You can also adjust the seat. So if you need to move the seat more back, you do have this. So I've got it set here right in the front. So if I had to push this, if I wanted to get more length, I could actually push the seat back and bolt it up over here. You can see over there, same thing over here. So it's secured by 4 screws here in the back and the front, and the same thing on the opposite side. So if I did need to move the seat more back, I could just shift the seat in terms of there. And then once again, the seat does move backwards and forwards. I'm pretty happy with the setup the way it is. But anyways, let's let me show you if we can get this. It's probably a bit difficult if I'm not in the rig. Yeah, it's not going to work. Let me try to do it this way. There we go. Yeah, if you're not sitting down, the weight. So it does have rails there. You can see the rails over there. So it does have rails, and that gives you your adjustability. So that's in terms of it for the seat. Moving along to the gear lever, you do have some sort of adjustment. Like I said in my first video, I'll put the link to my first video in the description if you guys want to check that out. But it is secured by this sort of, what do you call it, clamp style. So I can bring this down a bit more, not really too much up, but I could bring it up slightly. You can tilt it if you really want to, but obviously I assume you want to have it as straight and in line with your rig as possible. So that's what I have at the moment, but you can tilt it if you really did need to do that. And then you got 2 slots. Here's the one. I'm using the second slot. I did have to drill a second hole for it to fit my TH8A Thrustmaster shift over here, but that was a simple, quick Just if I could secure it by one bolt, but I wanted to secure it by the 2 bolts at least. And yep, that's pretty sturdy just by the 2 bolts over there. So that's in terms of your gear shifter lever. And this thing is secure as hell. Once again, this is really sturdy setup. And that's pretty much of it in terms of adjustability. So you got the seat, it does move forward and backwards as I showed you by that lever, 20 centimeters either way. You can push it further forward or backwards if you need to. In terms of these screws, I have it pushed all the way forward. It's perfect the way I have it set up for mine. Comfortability, your pedals, you have your tilt angle. I have it at the lowest setting, but if you feel comfortable shifting it all the way up, depending on obviously what pedals you are using, then I guess that's the way you're going to roll. And then you can shift your pedals backwards and forwards depending how far you want them in or out. Your wheelbase, once again, can tilt forwards and backwards. In terms of pushing it further back, I don't think you can really do that. You just can obviously adjust your seat. And that Bob's your uncle. That's the way I guess you're going to get that further back if you need to, just adjusting your seat. Anyways, guys, I hope this was informative. That's the whole purpose of it, just to inform you guys of if you're looking at this rig, how customizable is it, or how much can you adjust it, and is it going to suit you? Is it going to be in your ballpark of how you comfort-wise, it's awesome. I sit comfortably in it. Only thing I would say is, as with most of these sim rigs, is after sitting in it for maybe about a couple of hours, 3-4 hours, the back does tend to get a bit sore. This is a racing bucket seat, as you can see, racing bucket seat. So the lower back does tend to get, it is nice and soft. There is cushioning over here, foam. It's not solid even at the back here. It is cushioned nicely. But yeah, after sitting for a while, your butt and your lower back does get a little bit sore. But I mean, yeah, you're sitting and racing for like 3-4 hours, which in the real world you won't really do. So yeah, that's the only real downside. But in terms of performance wise, I mean, it is a real bucket seat in my view. So yeah, anyways, guys, once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.